The priesthood of all believers concept emerged as a pivotal force for empowerment, transcending societal divisions and granting agency to individuals across various strata. This empowerment facilitated a dynamic involvement in the study and interpretation of the scriptures, extending beyond the confines of the clergy to encompass all members of the laity, regardless of their social standing, including women. This egalitarian approach served as a liberating force, challenging the entrenched traditional restrictions. To grasp the concept of the priesthood of all believers, we must consider the historical context. The Catholic Church held a hierarchical structure where authority and interpretation were centralized within the clergy. This hierarchical model was challenged by the priesthood of all believers. The invention of the printing press was pivotal, democratizing access to textual content previously restricted to a select few. This innovation intersected with the advent of the Protestant Reformation, initiated by Martin Luther's 95 Theses. Luther's critique, which emphasized literacy and education, spread rapidly due to the dissemination capabilities of the printing press. Moreover, the Renaissance witnessed a resurgence of classical learning and humanist ideas. These intellectual currents, emphasizing individual potential and critical thinking, influenced the development of Protestant theology. Central to this was the notion that every believer possessed the capability and responsibility to engage with religious texts and doctrines. Literacy was a cornerstone of empowerment with this doctrine, which emerged as a prerequisite for empowerment irrespective of social standing. It advocated for universal access to education and the scriptures, emphasizing that all individuals, regardless of their social status, should have the means to read and interpret religious texts. Prominent reformers such as Martin Luther and John Calvin argued that confining the interpretation of the Bible exclusively to the clergy would consolidate power within the ecclesiastical hierarchy, potentially leading to the exploitation of the laity. Consequently, this doctrine significantly influenced the development of modern education by asserting the necessity for unrestricted access to the Bible in native languages, thus contributing to widespread literacy. The priesthood of all believers doctrine encountered significant opposition from the Catholic Church. Pope Paul V expressed concern that extensive reading of Scripture undermined Catholic religious practices. This sentiment led to strict measures, such as the absence of Bible printing in Italy for more than 2 centuries. Additionally, during this period, efforts were made to restrict lay people from owning Bibles and to suppress educational opportunities for the common populace. These actions underscore the importance and contentious nature of the priesthood of all believers doctrine. Given the profound influence of religion, it's understandable that the bedrock of education is rooted in the priesthood of all believers. Indeed, biblical principles offer valuable insights for instilling moral character and nurturing civic responsibility in society. Recognizing the imperative of literacy lays the foundation for intellectual advancement, with a universally recognized text, such as the Bible, serving as a fitting starting point. An intriguing observation is that while many Catholic parishioners now attend Mass conducted in their local language, some still prefer Latin. This prompts reflection on their familiarity with the contents of the Bible. Jesus' directive in Matthew 28, verse 19 of the King James Bible, to go and make disciples of all nations, serves as justification for advocating for the priesthood of all believers and underscores the imperative to fulfill both the educational mandate and the commands of Christ. The doctrine played a crucial role in advocating for education as a fundamental right for all members of society. It challenged societal perceptions and laid the groundwork for recognizing education as a universal entitlement. The priesthood of all believers doctrine had a transformative impact on education, empowering individuals and advocating for universal access to knowledge.